A lunch break is an opportunity for you to refresh yourself before you continue working in the afternoon. Whether you work from home or in the office, there are several ways for you to optimize your lunch break in order to improve your mood, productivity, and focus. So in today's video, I want to share 10 different ideas with you on what you can do in your lunch break besides watching TV and scrolling through your social media. So I would say, let's get started. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer, and I'm very excited to chat with you today about 10 different ideas on what you can do during your lunch break in order to improve your mood, productivity, and focus, recharge yourself, and set yourself up for success for the rest of the day. Let's be honest and let's raise a hand if you can relate to the fact that most of the time you either don't eat lunch at all or you're eating lunch in front of your computer or your TV screen. And that's obviously not the best way to recharge yourself. And that is something that has really got me thinking over the last couple of weeks and months, because I have to be completely honest, I do sometimes spend my lunch break like that, and it is obviously not the best way to recharge myself. If you are curious to learn more about time management, calendar management, setting boundaries, because I know those are all super important things as well in order to stay focused and productive, there's a lot of different videos on my YouTube channel that you can check out, and I hope you do, because they will really help you to manage your stress levels as well. But today we're talking about 10 different ideas, and here is the first one. The first idea that I have for you on how you can spend your lunch break differently is to meditate. Yes, after eating or even before eating, take 10, 15 or 20 minutes in order to meditate. Meditation has obviously a ton of different benefits, and it is a really helpful way in order to recharge your batteries. You might think, I'm really not good at meditating because I have a million thoughts on my mind, and you might have heard this before, but if you connect with that message, then meditation is actually a really good idea for you, because meditation will help you to just sit with these thoughts and clear your mind. So meditation is my first tip in order to spend your lunch break. The second tip that I have for you for your lunch break is to take a nap. Taking naps have tons of different benefits to actually refresh your brain and set yourself up for success in the afternoon. I honestly like to do both. So I combine number 1 with number 2. So I lay down and I listen to a guided meditation for 20 to 25 minutes in order to recharge myself. On days where I feel particularly tired and particularly drained and unfocused and unproductive, that's what I do. I lay down and I listen to a meditation, because I know that I'm actually going to most probably fall asleep while it still has really positive benefits on my brain. One of my favorite meditation apps is BRAINTAP, and if you are curious to check out BRAINTAP, there is a link down below for a 15-day free meditation test trial with BRAINTAP. So highly encourage you to check it out. It's super powerful and it's made all the difference in my life. The third tip that I have for you, especially if you like to cook, is to make a healthy lunch. So instead of just taking easy things to eat, right, maybe a glass of olives or a bag of chips, I highly encourage you to start preparing your lunch and be completely disconnected during that time, because that's what we're trying to aim at. We're trying for you to completely disconnect from all of the different tasks and things that you have been working on for the first part of your day. So making a healthy lunch can be a super fun way to obviously not just only completely disconnect from all of your work projects, but also to nourish your body with the right things that you need in order to show up as your best self in the second part of the day. The fourth tip that I have for you, and something that I actually really like to do as well during my lunch break, is to go outside. Especially if the weather is nice, or even if the weather is not nice, and maybe even if you only have 5, 10 or 15 minutes, why don't you go outside and you just move your body a little bit? This could be a really good thing to do after you had your lunch. And then you really recharge your body by moving your body, by disconnecting again, obviously, from all of the devices, because I know it's sometimes really difficult to be completely disconnected if they're still all around you, and to just breathe in the fresh air and enjoy your time outside. The fifth tip that I have for you, and something that I also really like to combine with going outside, is to listen to a podcast. Listen to a podcast can be super fun and moving your body. So if you feel like there's a lot of energy within you, if you feel like your mind is really busy and you want to kind of disconnect, why don't you listen to a podcast while you're going outside? That's one option. The other option is to listen to a podcast and close your eyes. Maybe that is your meditation for the day. But this is a really cool way to educate yourself, to bring some new ideas and thoughts into your mind, and obviously still connect from your workday. The sixth tip that I have for you is to learn something new. Why don't you use your lunch break in order to learn? This might be a good idea for you if you feel not super challenged in your workday at the moment and you feel kind of bored and you feel kind of your energy is kind of low because of low motivation and boredom. Then it could be a really good idea to learn something new. It could be a really good thing to do in order to get your stress levels up, because we actually know today that you need to have an optimal performance curve. So you need to have an optimal level of stress and performance in order to be productive and focused. So if you feel like you're working on things that make you feel a little bit tired, it could be really good to do something during the day that actually inspires your thinking process and that makes your brain work. Whatever that is, there's obviously a lot of different cool websites out there, or obviously books that you can read, podcasts that you can listen to, courses that you can take in order to learn something new. Number 7 then is to watch an inspiring YouTube video. This is something that I really like to do if I can't turn my brain off and I'm curious to learn something new. Then I watch an inspiring YouTube video. I sit down, I scroll through the list of my favorite YouTubers, and I click on the one that inspires me the most and that resonates the most with me for that day. And yeah, I just watch that YouTube video instead of watching silly Netflix shows, or instead of scrolling mindlessly through my social media channel. I use inspiring YouTube videos either to inspire myself and motivate myself to keep on going for the rest of the day, or to learn something new. The next thing that I really like to do, and tip number 8 for what to do during your lunch break, is to log your thoughts. So you can journal during your lunch break. This is something that I love to do, especially when I have a million thoughts on my mind, or I have a million things on my to-do list and I don't know where to start. It can be really helpful to actually prioritize the second part of your day and get really clear on the things that you need to get done. That's obviously one way of how to log your thoughts. You can kind of plan ahead. Or you feel super demotivated and discouraged and you need some time in order to reflect on the things that are coming up for you. That could be an idea as well. Or you can write a reversed to-do list, something that I love to do as well, in order to get really clear on all of the different things that you have already worked on today. So all of these are incredible options for you to spend your lunch break. Take either a planner or a free blank journal in order to write down your thoughts and feel more refreshed as you're going into the second part of your day. The next idea that I have for you in order to spend your lunch break differently is to read a book. Reading books can be super inspirational and can be really triggering your fantasy and your creativity. So if you have a job where you need to be creative and where you need to come up with new ideas, reading books can be super helpful, and it can be really fun for you, and it can be something that makes you super happy because you learn something new, or you're feeling inspired, or your creativity is being triggered and your fantasy is going in all different kinds of directions. So reading a book can be something kind of productive and helpful, or just enjoyable to do during your lunch break as well. And finally, tip number 10 on how you can spend your lunch break differently is to call a friend. Call a friend and spend some time with somebody that you haven't seen or talked to in a really long time. It can be either in person or obviously virtually. You can, for example, do a virtual lunch date and you can talk together and eat together in order to just change it up a little bit. Or you can obviously go outside and talk to a friend on the phone or to a family member. Again, there are no limitations to your creativity, so you can combine all of these different ideas together in order to make sure that you have the best lunch break ever and that you set yourself up for success for the second half of the day. I hope that at least one or two of these ideas were resonating with you and sparked a little bit of a tingling and an idea of doing something differently during your lunch break. I hope you try one or the other thing out, and yeah, I hope that you're going to spend your lunch break a little bit differently in the future. Do it for yourself because you are worth it, and it's going to make all the difference for the rest of the workday. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're going to do next in order to spend your lunch break differently. And yeah, I'm super excited to see you in the next video. So take care of yourself until then and see you really soon.